going on YouTube? What is up, everyone? It has been a little while since I put a video out. It's been quite some time, around 4 months, 4.5 months since I put a video out. I've had numerous chats and discussions with people over the last few months with regards to what's been going on in my life, what I've been doing, what I've been up to, why I've been quite quiet. So I've got a little bit of time, so I thought I'd put a short video together to explain what's been going on, where I've been, what my plans are, and what hopefully maybe 2022 may or may not bring for myself. Now, in regards to toys and toy collecting, yeah, I've kind of fallen out of love with it a little bit. People have been asking me what's happened. You've been quite quiet. I've been going to some toy shows, but I've not really been buying anything. I've been selling at toy shows. I've been trimming my collection down. Is it anything to do with toys? No, not specifically. It's more to do with the aspect of toy collecting. It's more to do with the community. It's more to do with the people, and it's more so the world of toy collecting, what it is now. It's not what it was. I don't enjoy it. It's got really stupid over the last couple of years. You've had a lot of new people jump on the scene who know very little about toys, but are out there trying to rip people off. I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing little cliques come together and bidding things up in groups and bigging this up. I've been doing this for years. I've been collecting for 30 years, and I'm not blinded by it. A lot of people may be, but I'm not. I think the community's become quite poisonous. Don't get me wrong, there's still, look, 95% of people out there are still good. There's still a lot of good dealers, a lot of reputable dealers, and a lot of good collectors out there. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that's jumped on the collecting side of things over the last year or so, and these people don't know about pricing, and then there's certain individuals that are taking advantage of that. I think lockdown didn't help because toy prices skyrocketed, and some stuff has come down and come back into a reasonably priced market. I actually had got to a point with my collection where I was quite happy, and there was very few things that I was looking for. I didn't feel the need to be buying. I've never really been someone to buy something for the sake of it. Usually I buy it because I want it, because I like it, and I believe it's going to look good in my collection, or it's something that has triggered like a good nostalgic memory. That's generally the consensus. That's what collectors should be collecting for. You should be collecting because you like it, you enjoy it, you enjoy having it. Unfortunately, a lot of collectors now, I don't really call them collectors, I call them temporary collectors. They're buying with the thought of a resale value in their head. So they'll buy, I'm looking at Gremlins because Gremlins is in front of me, but for example, a Gremlins figure might be £20 retail, but there's a chance that it's going to be worth £60 in 2 years. That's how people are thinking now. That's how people are operating. For me, that's not really, you're not really a collector. That's more of an investment. You're more seen as someone who's looking for where their next opportunity is to make a pound note. Now there is that side to me as well, because I am a reseller. I've been selling toys for nearly 7 years now, long collecting before that. However, I always said to everyone that the collecting side for me was always number one. I was always a collector over a seller. Always the collecting side of things and the love for franchises like Godzilla and Gremlins and the Harryhausen stuff, WWF, Masters of the Universe, is because I love it. I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy the cartoons. I enjoy the films. I enjoy the comics. With Spider-Man and Venom and all that. I never look at things as a potential of my Gremlins collection, because my Gremlins collection is worth thousands, but I never really look at that and think, oh yeah, there's a good resale value for that. Now, there are aspects of my collection that I have for 3-4 years, and then I think, you know what, I don't really want it no more, and I don't really feel that it's good in my collection anymore, so I do sell it. Recently, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, recently I put a post up to say that I was trimming my collection, And one of the things that I was going to be trimming was the Mad Balls and the Supernaturals. I had 8 Mad Balls. I only needed one left. It was the head popper ones. I was missing Hornhead. Never got round to getting him. I had a complete Supernaturals collection, excluding the Ghostlings, all complete with weapons. And I said that I'm going to be selling these over the next couple of toy shows. What ends up happening, I end up getting absolutely bombarded with messages from people, because that is the world of collecting. It's become so intense now that I think I had 5 messages on Facebook and about 8 on Instagram from people asking for the Mad Balls or the Mad Balls or the Supernaturals, and somebody actually bought a combination of the two. Now, I'm not really someone, if I'm selling something, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm holding it until a show. If people want to buy it, I'm going to sell it. I decided that I was going to sell them. I decided on a few other bits that I was going to sell. I sold my Thundercat sword, as in the Sword of Omens, to Andy from Andy's Toys and Models. And I was at Sandown Park yesterday as well. There are some bits there. I've not really picked anything up. I'm going to go into that in a little while, guys, but I haven't really picked anything up recently. Yeah, I decided to trim a few bits of my collection, and I think the consensus is to people out there is that Tom's completely selling his collection. No, that's not the case. People have been asking me what's been going on with the clothing. The clothing's been going okay. I think I probably started the clothing at the wrong time, as in I started a new job in May, and I probably underestimated what was required of that job. So in other jobs that I've done previously, I've normally gone in, and within 2 to 3 months, I've kind of maybe got the branch or the operation to where I'd like it to be. That hasn't been the case in my current branch. I'm still not where I really want to be with my job. I've had a lot of people leave. There's a big thing out in the UK at the minute with recruitment and people jumping from jobs to jobs. COVID has changed the way people see things, and my business is no different to any other. We're having problems with recruitment. We're losing people. The government want to say there's 3 million people out there that are unemployed. I believe that if there's 3 million people out there unemployed, then 3 million people either cannot work physically because of something, or they're just choosing not to. And they'd rather just claim through the system, or they're doing something on the side or whatever. I'm telling you now, I've had major problems trying to recruit where I work. So my work has took over a lot, and I decided months ago that I was going to stop YouTube. I was going to not do any videos for a while. Lots of people have been saying, "Oh, you're going to come back with the live streams with Big C." Me and Chris have discussed it on numerous occasions, and I just said to him, I'm just not ready for anything at the minute. I'm not really finding the time, and my heart's not in it. My heart's just not in it at the minute to do live streams. Yeah, look, anyone who watched my videos previous to the last few months knew that I was slowly more and more getting pissed off with things within the community. And this is not me sitting here dissing resellers or slagging off resellers or anything like that, but the reseller community has become a hell of a lot more toy orientated. I'm seeing a lot of resellers who never used to be involved in toys, that may have only been involved in, say, media and electronics, all of a sudden have jumped over to toys, as well as gaming and stuff like that. A lot of people said to me, "Why did you jump on the clothes because you couldn't get the toys?" A bit of both. I've always been big into clothes, very knowledgeable on brands, on certainly like the NBA, the NFL sort of stuff, the NHL, and then other brands like Adidas, Nike, Fila, Diadora, Sergio Tacchini, all them sort of brands as well. I'm very knowledgeable on, so it just made sense for me to, and there's a market for it. So for me, there's a market for secondhand vintage clothing. People want to save the planet, and some of this stuff is good quality. It's not like the shit you find in Primark now, where you put a t-shirt in the wash and it goes faded after one wash. The stuff that was made in the 80s and 90s, the t-shirts, the jumpers, the jackets, they were good quality items, and people, especially the younger generation, want to bring that sort of stuff back. They want to wear that sort of stuff. You're wearing unique items. People that are wearing secondhand items from the 90s or even the early 2000s, You're not going to find that sort of stuff down your high street because they don't make it no more. So people like the aspect of wearing something unique. At the same time, they're getting something that's probably like a good brand for cheaper than buying something brand new. And then you've also got the fact, like I said, that you're stopping this stuff from going to landfill, and effectively we're trying to do our bit to save the planet. Now, the clothing side of things has gone very well. I haven't really posted too much on it. I've been buying bits and pieces here and there and reselling. I've done some shows, and it's been good. It's kept me interested. Now, with regards to the toys, I was at Sandown Park yesterday, and several people asked me if I was stalling there. I've got no stock. I've got no stock. Now, I said this to someone yesterday. I'm not one of these people. I'm not an overpriced toy dealer. I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say to me that I'm overpriced, because I've always been fair. If you're going to sell toys, if you're going to sell clothing, if you're going to sell anything, you need to be reasonably priced to get rid of it. That's the whole point of that is the whole point of selling and reselling. Is to get rid of it, is to sell it, is to make money. Not for it to sit there in your stock and just collect dust, and then every time you come out and do a show, you see the same shit on people's stalls. Now, this is what I'm starting to see sometimes at shows on certain stalls, is that you're seeing the same stuff coming out time and time again. Now, there's several reasons for that. One is it's overpriced, or two is the other thing is that it's not that desirable, and it may be something that's better for eBay. Now, I've got no stock because I sold it. That's the whole point of having it. During lockdown, yeah, I cleared my lockup. Yeah, I had loads, and I had hundreds and hundreds of loose figures that I weren't really doing anything with. I boxed them up, and I was selling them on Facebook Marketplace, and I was selling boxes for hundreds of pounds, because everyone jumped on the toy hype. And this weren't me taking advantage of it. I just thought, you know what, I've got boxes of McDonald's toys here, I've got boxes of loose action figures here, I can't do much with. You might take them to the show and you might sell the odd one here, £3, 2 for a £5 or whatever, but it was very difficult, so I sold them as job lots. And slowly, all this stuff was clearing. I've done several shows this year. I think I've done 3 or 4 shows at Chatham, the Medway Toy Fair, and I've done very well at every toy show. Every toy show I went to, I was selling, and I was bringing stuff out that hasn't seen the light for 2 or 3 years, because it's just been in the lockup sitting there. Now I've got to a point with the toys where I've literally got nothing. Like, when I'm saying to people I've got nothing, I don't think people understand. I'm not finding anything at the boot sales because you're up against it now, because you've got so many people looking for toys. Because you're not just got toy collectors, toy resellers, you've got generic resellers now who are buying it, but you've also got parents and grandparents who might see something and they think, oh, my son might like that, or my grandson might like that, or my niece or nephew might like that. So you're up against a huge demographic of people, a lot of people you're up against when you're trying to find this stuff. Now, this season, with regards to car boot sales, has been average. It's been a very average season for me. Clothes-wise, it's fantastic. I've done really well. Like, I found loads of good bits and I've resold, and I've done really well with that. Toys, I'm not finding anything. I'm barely found anything this season. I've found an odd few bits here and there. Probably my best finds of the year were I found some Horrors and Heroes figures, or Heroes and Horrors, whatever they're called. The little mini figures that came in the sweet bags back in the 90s, and I sold them to a few collectors of them. And they've probably been the better finds in regards to how much they are and how much I sold them for, or how much I paid and how much I sold them for. But this car boot season has not been particularly good for myself. I know there's still people out there finding stuff. Again, I had some issues at a car boot about 6 weeks ago, where I found some good stuff, and then the lady decided she didn't want to sell it for whatever reasons. I did a Instagram video on it. Long story, but other guys have been there since and said they've had the same issue. This lady seems to be bringing stuff to the boot sales, but then she's reluctant to sell it, and I don't know why. When I say stuff, I mean she had some 80 Star Wars figures and other bits and pieces, and she had this Remco Skullman figure which is worth about £100. I don't know. I just found it all bizarre. Again, I go back to the point: if you're going to a toy show or a car boot sale or whatever, a market, to sell stuff, you're there to sell stuff. You're there to make money. You're not there to do showing and telling. Oh yeah, look at this, look at what I've got, but I don't want to sell it. I don't get that. Like for me, if you're going somewhere to sell it, sell it. Make your money. That is what it's about. It's about making money. People have got bills to pay. People have got food to put on the table. People have got things they want to buy. They've got holidays they want to go on. Sell it. Sell it. If you're at a place that is a place for selling, then sell it. Don't fuck around and go, I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't know if I'm selling it. And just giving complete and utter bullshit. Sorry if the video just cut there. I was right in the middle of talking, and then someone came through the front door, so I just stopped it and came back. Yeah, so I can't remember where I was, guys, but obviously I was ranting, raving. Yeah, so that is, you know, there's my reasons for, you know, pulling myself away from YouTube. I've been posting very little on social media. Anyone who does follow me on Facebook and Instagram will see that I've been buying lots of trainers. So I have always been into my trainers. I've always been into my clothes. I feel that over the last couple of years, especially because of what happened with COVID, and the reasons being is that you couldn't go out and do anything, I kind of neglected my wardrobe a little bit. But I've got right into my trainers recently, and I will probably at some point be doing a trainer collection video. That's not going to interest everyone who's watching this video, I understand that, but it will interest some, and it will interest also others that don't watch my channel. So at some point I will be doing, probably towards the end of the year, sort of going through my trainer collection. I do not own a pair of Nikes either. I do not wear Nike trainers. I've got nothing against Nike. I just feel that everyone wears them, and I was wearing Nikes in the 90s and early 2000s, like back in the day, I want to say. Air Max and TNs and all that. They're just not for me anymore. I'm into Diadora, Adidas, Asics, and New Balance, with a little bit of Reebok thrown in. So I will be doing that at some point. Like I said, it may interest some of you guys and girls, and it may not, and that's fine. You know, this channel is, Pizarro's Pieces is about collecting, and it is about toys and nostalgia. But who says that a bit of fashion can't be thrown in with that? So yeah, look, I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. There are individuals out there that I'm seeing, and you know, some of these toy groups on Facebook are just, I don't know. I just got no words for it. You constantly got people asking for how much is this worth all the time, every 5 minutes. When you've got eBay, people have got eBay, that really frustrates me. And I'm seeing these groups pump up more and more and more with people that, quite frankly, just don't know what the fuck they're doing, if I'm honest with you. Like, I'm just going to be real blunt about it. People who are coming onto the toy scene. I'm not talking about collectors more so, I'm talking about people that are coming onto the toy scene to try and sell the stuff. They have no idea. I think the consensus is from a lot of people is that you can pick up a few He-Mans and Thundercat beaters and you can be a millionaire. Let me tell you something, it don't work like that. Anyone out there, and there's a few guys who are watching this who know what I'm talking about, they've been doing this for years. There's guys out there, you know, like Vic from Fistful of Collectibles, Rob from Tats and Toys, Robbo from Robbo Toys. They've been doing this a lot longer than me, And I mean, I've been doing this 7 years, and we're talking about guys that have been doing it 10 plus years. Like, I think they have, Rob and Vic have been doing it 15 plus years. And it ain't easy, and it's probably the hardest it's ever been. People are overpaying for stuff as well, as in to resell, because there's just nothing out there. People are overpaying for job lots. And yes, it's just unfortunate for me at the minute. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I want to kind of reboot the business a little bit if I can. It's difficult though, because I haven't got no stock. I'm just concentrating on clothing at the minute, because clothing is something I can get and it's going well. With regards to toys, I'm gonna have to, you know, I'd have to buy a couple of big collections to try and get it rebooted, and then have some successful boot sale hunts and mixed in with other things. I closed my account with, I had a supplier who I was getting a lot of the modern stuff off, as in things like the reaction figures, the Masters of the Universe, Origins, I was getting loads of that stuff in, and they had a load of stock ready for me. It was about 500 quid's worth of gear, and I just, I spoke to them and I said, look, I said that I just don't. It's the modern stuff at the minute. It's gone up because of Brexit, so all the import charges and everything like that has become a lot. There's just no margin in it. There's no margin in it. I can't justify paying £15, £14 for a reaction figure that now are selling for retail at 20 quid. Reaction figures, people didn't want to pay £15 for them, so people ain't really going to want to pay £20 for them. If you don't know what reaction figures are, just look them up. They're tiny. I have got some in here, but none near me. They're tiny little sort of 3.75 inch figures of different movie franchises and stuff. The figures are not very good quality. I think the artwork on the cards are a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. I can't justify paying £15 for an action figure to then just go make maybe 3 or 4 quid on it. And a lot of people that are buying this stuff don't understand that. So when people are trying to barter with you, if for example you pick something up that's cost £1, I'm just going to pick this up because this is here, and you know it retails at 20, I would say, yeah, I'll take 15 for it, or I'll take 12 for it, because I know I paid £1 for it. With the modern stuff, the reaction figures and that, I can't do that. And people did do that with me at toy shows. When I was buying reaction figures were costing me about £9.50 and they were retailing at 15. And then I did a sale with them once. I knocked them down to 12. So I was making £3 a figure, and I was getting people saying, oh, will you take 10? I was like, I can't. Like, you're not realising these ain't cost me £1 each at the boot sale. Like, and that's just the world anyway. That's just the world. Obviously, the toy world is heavily about bartering and people trying to get the best bargain they can. But yeah, I was at Sandown Park yesterday, so I didn't really want to go. I wasn't really looking to buy anything. I was there more so to drop a few things off. I had a figure for Eduardo, who's a collector, and his Toys and Models had the Thundercat sword off me that was pre-bought quite a while back. I had a Super Ted plush that I gave to Johnny, God bless him, from Monkey's Emporium. And I had a couple of Mad Balls as well for Vic. So it was more a case of dropping stuff off to people. But I did buy a couple of bits. I'm not completely out of toys and from buying toys. I'm just very, very selective of what I buy. I picked up a couple of Hook figures. My idea on this is when I see the price of them, I thought to myself, you can't even buy a doner kebab and chips for that sort of price. I mean, these are going to be nearly, 30 years old? What are they, 91? Probably 30, yeah, 1991, so they are 30 years old. Air Attack Pan and Pirate Build Dukes. So, yeah, not for me. I will, probably resell them at some point. They're not super valuable toys or anything. I picked up a few Conan books in really nice condition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I paid £5 for the 6. We've got Conan the Avenger, Conan the Conqueror, Conan of Cimmeria, Conan the Rebel, Conan the Freebooter, and Conan the Swordsman. Again, I paid £5. These don't go for too much money. Maybe 20, 25 for the set, give or take, online. This I bought for myself. This is something I've wanted for a while. And big thank you to Ryan from Rye's Toys and Stuff. I think that's what he's called on Instagram. This is Spike Stone, one of the Rock Lords, the Monstrous Rockosaurs. I do want the other one as well, which is called Terror Rock, I think he's called. Yeah, Terror Rock. I definitely had that as a kid, Terror Rock. I think I had this, I can't really remember, but this was really cool. Ryan gave me a really good price on this in comparison to really what it sells for online. Nice box as well. I haven't opened it. He said the instructions are in there as well. Yeah, I can see it's got a bit of play and that, but for me, it's sort of always about the artwork on the boxes and that. So yeah, Tonka Rock Lord, so that's going into the collection. Someone at Sandown was selling these graphic novels for like £2, so I thought I'd just pick one up. This one's Absolute Carnage. Originally retailed at $7.99, and that was only in October. So these have only been out a month, 14th of October. The lady had loads of these. I've no idea how she got hold of them, but I paid £2. Just a bit of light reading. Happy days. And this was a gift from Scott, from Scott's Comics and Collectibles. Bless you for giving this to me. He only paid £1 for it in a charity shop. This is Ray Harryhausen's fantasy scrapbook. It's missing the slip cover, but yeah, it's a really cool book. Obviously, massive Harryhausen fan. It's just loads of stuff about the films and yeah, Valley of Gwangi, the Animal World. I think it goes up in the years. Yeah, really cool book. So really appreciate that, Scott. Thank you for the gift on that. I'm going to go through a couple of bits that I've picked up recently because I haven't really picked up too much. It's only the stuff I'm seeing that comes to mind because I haven't really done anything with it yet. I picked up this Sid Justice figure a few weeks ago to go into my Elite collection. Funny thing is that I have sold a handful of Elites to Big C, including the Legion of Doom. So his words were, "Are you selling your Elite collection?" I was like, "No, not really, but I know he wants them, and he's been on me about them for quite some time." So I was like, "Look, let's get something going." So it was the Legion of Doom and the New Age Outlaws that I've still got them here. They're still in my possession, but Big C will be having them by the end of the year, I think. But I am still buying the odd one, and I do believe as well that Legion of Doom may end up getting re-released at some point. So yeah. Them four have left my collection, but I'm still buying the odd one here and there. I do want the new Hogan, the Ultimate Hogan, the red and yellow one, so I'll probably get that. I picked this up at the last Sandown off of Plastic Dan. This is Laser Blast, the Blu-ray box set that comes with an action figure. I haven't actually seen this film, although I've heard it's dross, but I've been told that it's probably my kind of film. I think it's like stop motion, a lot about aliens and stuff, 1978 sci-fi classic, and I will get around to some point at watching that. Glad to have this back in the collection. This, funny enough, this toy, not this actual one, but this toy kind of was one of the things that got Pizarro's pieces started back in 2015. I was trimming my personal collection down then, and that is how I sort of pushed the business, because I sold a handful of toys, including this one, and a load of Marvel Legends that were in my collection, the old Marvel Legends that were in the clamshells like this, not the new ones, and that is what sort of catapulted Pizarro's pieces, and I kind of built on that because I used the money, because I made quite a lot of money from the Marvel Legends, and I did sell this, and it was one of the few little things I kind of regretted, because I'm a big fan of werewolves, and this is probably one of the best werewolf figures out there, if I'm honest with you. I got this off of Rob from Tats and Toys. I had a load of bits for him, a load of Transformers bits that I've been holding for him for about 6 months, and we've done a part trade, part cash thing, and I got this, and this is obviously from Dog Soldiers, the werewolf from Dog Soldiers. So there's 2 of these. This is the more common one, I believe, like the brown one. I think there's an exclusive grey and bloody one as well, according to the back here. I've actually never seen that in person, but I mean, these figures are quite expensive. I do really want to open it. I really do want to open it. I don't know. I'm unsure. I didn't open my last one. Obviously, my last one was sealed, and I did used to display it in its packaging. I suppose with a clamshell like that, you can kind of display it quite decently. There is a company in America, actually, who do make... I can't remember what they're called. I'm watching them on eBay. They do make like 4 figures. They make a Sasquatch, a werewolf, and a couple of other figures. I think one's a Sasquatch, a Yeti, and something else. And the werewolf really looks like this, and I am tempted to get it. I think it's called Creature... I can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up. I might get it. I might get the werewolf. I think with import charges, it will cost me about 50 quid. And keep the Dog Soldiers one in. But great film as well. Dog Soldiers, great film. And then I also got these recently. This is probably one of my biggest toy buys of the year in regards to value and how much I spent on these. I became aware of these on Instagram through... Sorry guys, I'm back in the room again. I just had to... there's another knock on the door. Yes, sorry. I became aware of these on Instagram through a collector called Tony. Tony got these from a shop in Australia called Lobos. Is that how you pronounce it? Lobos Collectibles. So these are limited edition to 300 sets. Now, even though I've got these from Australia, they were imported, and obviously the Australian dollars, although you get quite a bit for the pound, they worked out it was 150 quid posted. I didn't get any fees when it got here or anything, which was fine, so all good. But yeah, these are the exclusive made in Oz V figures. So you got Diana, the Visitor, and the V Trooper with weapon. Diana comes with the delicious rat. The artwork's really, really cool on these. Let me just get Diana for you. Yeah, these are kind of like reaction figures. You know, they're not. I mean, yeah, like you can see like some of the paintworks come off in the card. They're not great figures. You know, what you're paying for is you're more paying for like the artwork and that. And obviously V. So this is what it says on the back. If you grew up in the 80s like we did, you might have watched a TV series called V, and like us, you may have been disappointed that they never actually released a 3.75 inch toy line. In tribute to and celebration of a favourite series from our childhood, we have produced this very limited run of figurines to portray what the toys might have looked like if they were ever made in this scale. So there was original LJN prototypes in 1985. So they put the picture up there. I don't know if you can see that. But they were never released. And LJN obviously released a V doll, which I've got in my collection. So yeah, really, really cool. Please add them to the collection. There are still bits and pieces I'm looking for. If anyone out there has got a boxed Jurassic Park Stegosaurus original one to complete my Jurassic Park collection, I'd be happy. So I'm still on the hunt for one of them. But yeah, I'm stalling at the NEC on the 27th of December, 2 days after Christmas. I'm going to be trimming my collection down. There are a few bits and pieces. I've got bits and pieces on the floor here. Odds and sods, a few Transformers, some Tales from the Crypt carded figures, just some random stuff that I've decided, you know what, it's not really got a place in my collection. Maybe it's time to move on. Some Samurai Jack figures, like I say, carded. There's some Masters of the Universe bits that I'm going to be getting rid of. Some merchandise and that. I do need to have a real, between now and Christmas is important on me deciding what stays and what goes with my collection. I'm still on the hunt for my last dozen Battle Beast weapons. I have got a complete Battle Beast collection, but I am still on the hunt to finish the weapons. Yeah, like I said, there'll be a few little bits and pieces trimmed, but it's not crazy. I'm going to have enough to put a stall out and, you know, just hopefully give some pieces that I've treasured over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years to go to homes. I know I want stuff to go to good homes, obviously. So yeah, that's what's going to be going on. So yeah, look, when's the next video going to come out? Who knows? Who knows? You know, like the old saying, like Sting said back in the day in WCW, the only thing about Tom is the only thing that you know about Tom is that nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I ain't got a clue. Nobody knows. I don't know when the next video is going to come out. Me and Chris are talking about doing a live stream at some point. We have been talking about it for the last couple of months. Maybe soon we might do one. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, I didn't want this. Excuse me. I didn't want this video to be like a super negative video. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. I'm a very honest people. A lot of people will like that about me. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like that about me, and some people are going to think I'm a prick. That's fine. I really don't care. I'm just telling people straight up how it is and what's going on and my thoughts with the world of toys. It has nothing to do with toys. It's nothing to do with actual toys. It's to do with the community of people that are involved in toys. The other thing is as well is that I refuse to overpay for stuff, because I've been doing this a long time. I've been around a long time. I've been buying a long time. I've been collecting a long time. I'm not going to pay like what people want. You know, I know what something's worth realistically, and it seems to me that at least 50-60% of people out there are putting a hell of a lot more on what it's actually worth, what we know it's worth. Yeah, I know that some toy lines are going to have little booms. We know that, like Hasbro had a couple of years ago during COVID, had a bit of a boom, and other toy lines will go up and down and that. But there's some toy lines going up and having a little boom, and then there's people taking the complete and utter piss. And that's what I believe is happening in the toy community, and I don't want no part of it. I think it's disgraceful of some people, because everyone talks about the toy community, you know, helping each other out. Well, I'm not seeing that from certain individuals, from certain people in the toy community. Now, before anyone comments and say, yeah, you should start calling people out, I'm not about that. Individuals, any individuals who are watching this will know people I'm talking about. I've had conversations with people about certain individuals and that. And yeah, it needs to stop, really. It does. It needs to stop, because all we're doing is, all people are doing is taking the piss out of the next line of collectors. You know, the next 30, 20 people in their 20s and 30s. And then all they're doing is fucking it up for everyone else, because all they're doing is saying that, pumping the prices up. And then some of these new collectors are going to pay these prices. So then the market is starting to get dictated by that. And it shouldn't be. The fun has been taken out of toy collecting. That is it in a nutshell. In a sentence, it's not fun anymore. That's it. That. I could have said that at the beginning of the video and made the video last 10 seconds, but that's how I'm going to wrap the video up, guys. Toy collecting just ain't fun anymore. That's it. Like, and for me, until it starts becoming fun again, then maybe I'll start taking more of an interest. But the videos you're going to see on this channel, perhaps over the coming months, are probably going to be, I said I'm going to do a video of my trainer collection, and I might do the odd video here and there with regards to toys, but I'm not picking a huge amount up. I've not bought a lot this year for my collection. I've not bought a lot at all. Just odd bits here and there. The odd NECA figure, obviously the V figures. There's a few little bits and pieces here and there, but you know, I did buy a Clash of the Titans board game off of Ken earlier in the year at one of the toy shows. But when I look at stuff and I'm looking around, I'm thinking, what have I actually bought this year? Not a lot. Not a lot at all in comparison to years gone by. So yeah, look, let me know your thoughts. I know for a fact that there are certain individuals out there that are thinking the same as me, and some people will be in disagreement. But look, if you're watching this video and you're a new toy collector, this is just me saying, understand what I'm saying. If you're new to this and you're new to the community and everything, what I'm saying is the truth. Like, there are good people out there. There are good sellers out there. There are some good groups out there, but there's some bad as well. So just be careful with. Don't just, you know, be patient with your collecting. Collecting's about enjoying. It's not about how quick. It's not about how quick you can get that Star Wars figure, or how quick you can get that Thundercat or that G.I. Joe figure. It's about the hunt and about bargains and, you know, finding stuff out there and building up relationships with good people, not bad apples. And every month I'm seeing more and more bad apples come in to the world of toys, and we don't want that. I don't want that, and I know a lot of people in the toy community don't want that. And some people might be blind to it, like some people might not be seeing it, but the people I've been talking to, the people that have been in like my toy circle for the last 3, 4, 5 years, they're all saying it. They all know what's going on. So, you know, if us 10, 12, 15 people are thinking it, then there are other people that are saying and thinking it as well. So I hope everyone has obviously been keeping well. It has been a long time since I've sort of put anything out. Obviously I appreciate the support. I'm still getting people watching old videos. I'm getting people comment on old videos. And it's took a lot for me to do this video, guys. I've just not had any interest in doing a YouTube video whatsoever. So I appreciate the support still on social media. There's been people that have been there from day dot. People still message me on Instagram, and I've got a lot of you guys on my Facebook as well, and a lot of you like my Facebook page, Pizarro's Pieces. By the way, might as well do a quick plug. If you ain't following them pages, the links are below to the Instagram, the Facebook and the Twitter pages. But yeah, guys, look, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a bit, you know, a bit of a rant, but I'm still here. I'm still smiling, I'm still collecting, but I just want things to change a little bit in regards to the community and the way the community is operating. And you know what? If I don't find any toys and I can't carry on reselling, then so be it. I've had a good run of it. I'm not just going to walk away. I'll still be at Comic Cons. I'm going to a Comic Con next week. I'm actually going to Wales Comic Con next week. I'm not going to the London one. And I'm going to a clothing sale as well on Sunday. So I'm still out there. I'm still doing bits. But yeah, you know, my real job, my real life job is obviously a priority. That's what pays my bills, and that's what I've been concentrating on as well over the last several months. But keep well, everyone. Stay safe, and I will do another video at some point, I promise. But it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone's good. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll catch up with you all soon.